Peace, peace, and ascension. Welcome to my channel. I am Monica, and this is Muse by Monica. Come on in, take your shoes off ground. Welcome if you are new here, and welcome back if you are returning. As y'all can see, I got a little bit something different for y'all today. I have a video. We're gonna watch some clips, as they do. Watch some TikTok clips about dating as a spiritual woman, or if you want to date a spiritual woman. Um, it is it is not feel lighthearted. It is quite a journey. Being someone who's very spiritual has been quite a journey to navigate amongst the living. Okay. So, as y'all know, with these channel messages, these messages may not resonate with everyone. They're not going to be on everyone's frequency. So, if you don't feel like you resonate with this energy, if you don't feel like you're a spiritual woman, or if you don't not interested in dating the spiritual women, this message may not be for you. This is just me sharing my perspective with you guys about what it's been like dating as a spiritual woman, my experiences, and how difficult it is, and just kind of a word to the younger, the newly initiated spiritualists, oracles, empaths, seers. It's when you have very high intuitive abilities, when you're really tapped in, tuned into your psychic abilities, the clear abilities, when you can feel things, see things, know things that other people don't know or feel or see. You're just tuned in on a level that makes you look highly delusional or makes you look crazy. It is very hard to coexist or to navigate in a space with others here, okay? Even on a friendship level, when you interact with people or like in a work environment, you have to, as a spiritual woman, as a spiritual person, you have to remember where you are and who you are surrounded by. Not everyone is going to be thinking like you're thinking. Not everyone is going to be doing what it is you're doing. So it can be very difficult to gain understanding, for people to understand you, and um, for others to really truly see what it is that you see. You see things on a completely different timeline. You exist on a completely different timeline. You you are connected to a source that is higher than you, a frequency that is higher than you, and then it is very hard for others to they it's hard for others to coexist with you, co-create with you, because they have to then show up in a more authentic light, a more genuine light. They can't necessarily hide things that they used to hide. They are going to be exposed by your light, by your energy. They're going to have to naturally raise their frequency or raise their vibration in order to meet you where you are, especially if you are someone who truly knows yourself, if you've been doing the work, the shadow work, the taking the time to heal, taking the time to understand yourself, if you genuinely love yourself and know yourself, it is very hard for the masculine to not see you as a threat to his ego. It's very hard for the masculine not to put himself in competition with your essence here. It is going to take a very highly elevated, high frequency, divine masculine to know and understand and see the value that it is that you bring, and want to thus elevate themselves to meet you there. 9 times out of 10, a lot of the people that we encounter, we end up being karmic mirrors for. We end up being a reflection of the parts of that person that they don't like or that they need to heal. And we end up extending ourselves or overextending ourselves, hoping that we can heal them or be a part of their healing journey, um, only for them to kind of resent us, or secretly or subconsciously resent us, or not truly understand how it is we know what we know, or not really understanding why it is we feel what we feel, even though things are unsaid or unspoken. Kind of scary, right? Because they you can't necessarily get away with the things that you used to get away with, or that you could normally get away with a normal less tapped in, tuned in woman here. When you are dealing with someone who's very etheric, whose goddess energy kind of just reigns, her aura just kind of reigns supreme in whatever she does. And not only does she, it's not like she kind of has to walk around telling people who she is. Her essence just kind of, her energy just kind of vibrates that on a natural frequency. Um, so as me personally dating as a spiritual woman, it's been very difficult because I understand, I see these masculines in a way that they don't see themselves. I see these masculines in a way um, where I see them on a different timeline where I see their potential, right? But if you've been watching me, you know that we can't as spiritual people date people for their potential. We can't manifest or alchemize our energy or co-create with the universe or anybody else in our energy. Um, People who aren't ready to do the work or do the healing can't manifest or alchemize things before it is time, because you can mess up their timeline, you can mess up your timeline, you can mess up the things that the universe is trying to do here. Okay. um it's really difficult dating as a spiritual woman because the more that you grow into your spirituality, the more that your gifts become activated, the more that you trust your intuition, the more that you trust your inner knowing, the harder it is for others to understand you. It's just really, it's unfortunate, especially when you are seeking to co-create with someone who you feel like um, is on your level, especially when you seek to co-create with someone who you feel like could easily match your frequency, or you guys can easily co-create or break generational curses and traumas together. Somebody you feel like you can change the narrative or the paradigm of the way that things usually are in your life or have been in their life. It's hard to get them to co-create or to see the vision or to meet you at the point in the timeline where you see here. Okay, you see the dreams, you get the visions, you get the downloads, and not always are these individuals, okay, even if you are a spiritual woman who is into same sex, it's very difficult. Like whoever the masculine energy is, as a spiritual, as a feminine woman here, the masculine energy is very, it's difficult, especially when ego is involved and lack of shadow work is involved. But I'm going to let you guys listen to some of these clips. I'll come back at the end and say some things. So please enjoy these videos.
A lot of y'all want to date spiritual women or women who are tapped into their divine feminine energy. But here's the problem. We can see right through you. A lot of us can read energy. We know when you're mad, we know when you're sad, we know when you're happy, and we know when you're lying. Being a highly sensitive individual is just something that comes with it. That doesn't mean that we think that we're better than you or anything like that. It just means a lot of us have gone through multiple dark nights of the soul and have done a lot of healing work on ourselves. And you know what that means for you? It simply means that you need to raise your frequency to meet us up here. And if you don't like it, then just simply quit approaching us. That doesn't mean that you have to call us names. That just means that you can go and date Nancy Drew over there. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very simple, but we are tapped out. Y'all need to do the work yourself. Until then, leave us the fuck alone. We tired.
If you're a man who is considering dating or being with a spiritual woman, especially a healer, you have to know this. You've attracted this into your experience because you're ready for an upgrade. This woman is being called into your energy field to help you do that. You're being called into her energy field to offer protection in the physical realm while she's doing work in the astral or the energetic realm. So you're being called to service just like she is. The work that she does with energy, the divine protection that she calls in, is going to benefit you so much in ways that you can't even imagine. But on the other side of this, there's a warning. And that is that you are going to be triggered into your darkness, because that's part of what light work is. And this woman is a light worker. When you are triggered, you're going to have free will to take two options: to go back into your darkness and recoil into your old ways, in which she is going to need protection from you. And she will receive that protection through divine intuition and through forces that are bigger than both of you. And I'm not saying that to scare you. The second option is to heal and ascend with her.
24/7, now I know you never stop. Thinking of your heaven,
you know you never got. Wanted to believe it that I need it, but I'm not. Just in case you wondered how I made it to the top. I know I spent the summer time and name was on the. I'm not good for the male ego. I'm not the partner for if you have an ego that needs to be stroked, I'm not your girl. You got the wrong chick. Because I'm giving all truth. I'm truth down, like, not so much. I always say I'm not good for the male ego.
All right, you guys, I'm coming at you with the real today. It's always real here, but some extra real. So this is for spiritual women who are dating. I'm noticing that there's this trend where spiritual women, because we are so committed to doing the deep inner work in ourselves, to looking at how we might be contributing to certain problems in our life or in relationship with others, that sometimes we use that in a way that overlooks the fact that someone else may just not be doing the work they need to be doing on themselves. And one person cannot, like, you need two people in a relationship to be able to do the work. And if one person is committed to doing it and the other person is still utilizing coping mechanisms and running away from their problems and, oh, I don't see anything here, there's nothing going on, that's never going to work. And so for me, like, as a spiritual woman dating, that it's very important early on to ask the question, how committed are they to their own inner development? Are they familiar with some of their shadows and the ways that they sabotage things and the ways that they show up in ways that aren't helpful? And what have they done to work on that? Are they an equal match to me in that? Because if they're not, it's really not fun to be willing to do all that on your own and then have someone else hide from it, or someone else run away from it, or someone else ignore or avoid or pretend that it's not happening, And I think that as spiritual women, this is something extremely important for us to consider when we start dating someone.
Dating tips that I've learned the hard way, spiritual edition. Number 1, stop clinging to labels. If you are on a spiritual journey, I'm sure you've come across labels: soulmate, twin flame, karmic. If I go back in time, I would tell myself to not cling on the labels too much, because at the end of the day, you still have to make decisions based on their actions. I think there's a balance of knowing when it's a deep soul connection and understanding that journey, but also knowing your worth, knowing your value, and not clinging too much on titles to where you're obsessing over them and then you're just accepting people's BS because you know that y'all have a soul connection. Even though you can understand and see the big picture, in the moment, you still have to respect someone's free will and respect the fact that even though you have this information, people can still show up how they want to show up. Number 2, as someone who is sensitive to energy, to not react to all energy pulls, energy shifts. Acknowledge it, recognize it, really get to know how your energy feels, and recognize when it's your energy or someone else's, and notice the patterns, the differences. And if it is someone else's energy, you do have the power to call your power back and to release any energy that is not yours. Number 3, you are on a spiritual journey. More than likely, you will have to relearn what love actually means. Society has a misconception of what true love actually is. And so when you go on this journey, especially if you are on the journey with another conscious human being, the work is going to be in the deconditioning of what love is and understanding how you show up in relationships and what triggers you and what you're bringing in from your childhood that's preventing you from experiencing that true unconditional love. It may be that you self-sabotage. It may be that you don't feel like you're enough. It's a lot of work in the deprogramming and reprogramming and really understanding yourself and how you show up in your relationships. And that journey is a fun one, to say the least. Number 4, please stop saying things like all men are the same, all women are the same. Know anything about the power of our words, the power of the things that we say, the power of the things that we think, that we embody. Belief system is what's creating your reality. So if you have a deep-rooted belief that all men are the same and that all men are XYZ, all men are trash, all women are trash, then you're going to keep attracting that over and over again. We need each other, and we should not be in competition with each other. All these conversations that happen on the internet about who should pay the bills, women only care about money and men only care about looks, all these conversations that are really pointless. And stop the gossiping about men, about your relationships to your friends, to your family. The more that you reiterate a story, a narrative, that's what's going to keep showing up in your reality. If you want something different, then change how you speak about it, change how you think about it, and you'll start to notice a different type of men, of a different type of women that come to attract into your life.
When you're in your true divine feminine energy, gifts don't faze you. Money does not faze you. All of these material 3D ass things do not fucking faze you. What truly is important is who is able and who has the mental, spiritual capacity and maturity to nurture the divine feminine. You could bring an offering to a goddess, but a goddess is going to be picky about what offering she accepts.
Yo, calm down, bro. I never even felt nothing like that in my life. I didn't even know women was like that nowadays. I didn't even know, bro. Like, she was that good? It's just changing me. It made me want to do better in life. Like, it's motivating me to get money. Actually, you need to come chill with Freaky JJ, bro. Come chill with me sometime. Come kick it with your boy, yo. Like, I want to go to the gym. I want to work out. You really over there crying. Really want to run for president.
The mature spiritual woman, she doesn't need to do love spells, use crystals, use potions to force somebody to love her. Her magnetism comes from her self-worth, her embodied self-worth, because she doesn't only say she's worthy, but her actions speak for itself. Her magnetism comes from the way that she pours into herself, the way that she pours into others, into what she does, into what she loves. The mature spiritual woman does not need to attach herself to anyone, and she doesn't want anyone attached to her either. She knows that this attachment and this need to control is a sign of weakness. It is a sign of not standing in your power, not standing in your worth. She doesn't need to force, because forcing means that she is out of alignment. She uses the power in her darkness to learn, to heal, to evolve, to grow, to shed versions of herself that are keeping her stuck and stagnant, to break free from old patterns, to set boundaries, to enforce limits, to walk away from what doesn't serve her and unapologetically say yes to what does. She does not need to use her darkness to manipulate, to play mind games, to prove anything to anyone, to bring anyone down, to put herself above anyone. She knows that those who are ready to receive what she has to offer will energetically be drawn to her, and they too will have what it takes to receive what she has to offer, but also provide what it takes to keep her around.
So you want a celestial, high vibration, ethereal goddess, huh? Divine masculine. Well, let me tell you this, brother. It takes a man that knows himself to love a spiritual woman. Why? Come on, bro. You really think you can bring all this low vibrational BS to a woman who's in tune with the spirit world, who knows not only herself, but others? She knows herself enough to know you, my boy. So you think that you gonna catch a high vibrational celestial goddess and be out here flirting with other women, attention on other women, and she's not gonna pick up on that vibration, bro? You really think that? Okay, you're in for a rude awakening, bro. It takes a man who knows himself, a divine masculine, in order to love a divine feminine. A lot of you got, listen, I get it. I get it. Whoo, they be fine. I'm talking about these celestial goddesses. I'm talking about when they walk in the room, you like, forget them and them and them and them. Who's that? I get it, my boy. But you also gotta check yourself and ask yourself, am I enough man to be able to not only handle that, to manage that, to elevate that? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. A lot of you guys are thinking with the lower chakras. I'm talking about root, sacral, and ego. All right. And yes, it will definitely feed the pride to have this beautiful goddess on your arm. But, bro, you don't even know how to maintain her. You don't even know how to love her, bro. Come on, bro. She fasts. She fasts, my boy. She meditates. She's into all these different vibrational things. And you over here eating pork and over here. Come on, bro. You're not on the vibration, bro. You're not feeding her. You're not feeding her soul, my boy. And so I'm here as a divine masculine that's really in tune with the spirit world to wake up other divine masculines who have the potential to operate at this frequency. Okay. So I'm telling you, bro, if you want her, if you want this woman that will come into your life and change you and support you and love you and heal you, bro, start with loving and healing yourself, bro, because she can only be a reflection of the love that you have within you. Okay? Ashe and happy healing.
To stay in her feminine energy because it's really powerful. One of the things that I'm not willing to do is argue with anyone. If I tell you something, if I ask you something, if I express something to you and there's resistance, and I've given you time, I've been patient, I've allowed you your time and your space, and you are still not giving me what I asked you for, I am not going to beg you. I'm not going to argue with you. I am going to release you, because holding on to that friction is taking me out of alignment. As a woman who prioritizes her femininity, I have to know that when something isn't good for me, when I'm banging on the door and someone's not letting me in, I have to go. There's no point in me giving this my energy. So we have to know when we're creating too much force, that's our job. So you have to prioritize your femininity by saying, you know what? There hasn't been flow. As a woman who likes
The worldly woman will love how you make her feel. The godly woman will love you. What do I mean by that? Obviously, if you wrapped in the Holy Spirit, there's something about you that will have both of these women gravitate towards you, right? One is gravitated for the wrong reasons. The other one is gravitated to you for the right reasons, right? Because when you have Christ in you, people can see it. So, the worldly woman will love the way you make her feel, which means she's going to want you romantically. She's going to want to just be around you. She's going to love your energy, right? But whenever you're led with the spirit of truth, this comes with a humbling spirit. You're loving, you're kind, you're joyful, you're patient. That's going to lead me to my next point. You're patient. The worldly woman is going to use that patience against you. You get what I'm saying? So you're grounded. You understand what's of God and what's not of God, and you have separated yourself from the world. The worldly woman is going to reject you. She's going to reject you. Whenever it comes time to hold her accountable, she's not going to see it as an opportunity to grow. She's going to feel threatened and challenged. Like, how dare you question me? You know, because in their eyes, they're not ready to give up the world. They want Satan. It's not you that they want. It goes back to the biblical days. You know, the women, it's crazy, it gets deep. But anywho, she loves how you make her feel. So as long as you provide that experience for her and you're loving her the way she wants to be loved, you good. But the second, you know, like I say, you start being led with the spirit of truth, your spirit is going to agitate her, because you have the spirit of truth. You have the Holy Spirit. She has worldly things attached to her. So when she starts to see that side of you, she's going to repel. It's going to cause chaos. She's going to dip eventually. You know what I'm saying? If you don't remove yourself. Now, the godly woman is the woman who loves you because you guys connect on a spiritual level. She sees that you guys are aligned spiritually. She sees that you're walking with Christ. Understand me? So when you profess the things of the Spirit, you know, kindness, love, forbearance, you know, the whole nine, patience and everything, she's going to see that you are aligned with God, and she's going to be in line with you, because she know This is a God-fearing man. This is a man sent from God. So I'm not about to mess this up. The same way you're going to see that God-fearing woman and not want to mess that up. Because it's not often you run into those type of men and women. You get what I'm saying? But the worldly woman loves how you make her feel. The godly woman is going to love you, the actual spirit that you possess. So when you, like I say, you're led by the spirit of truth, you show the spiritual side of you. She's going to embrace it and feel safe. The godly woman is going to feel safe when you begin to profess that love to her spiritually. The worldly woman is going to feel challenged whenever it comes time to take accountability. You get what I'm saying? So the worldly woman is going to reject you. She's going to come in for the wrong reasons. Even if she thinks she wants you, it's really she just wants you romantically. The second, you know, you put her in a position to grow spiritually, she gone. She gone. The godly woman is going to want to get in line. Is going to want to be aligned with you. So whenever you put her in a position to grow spiritually, her eyes gonna light up like, man, this is what I've been wanting. This is what I need. So you have to be able to decipher the two. You're gonna be a target. Women are gonna be sought after you. Just because a woman says she believes in God and that she's walking with God and she's walking with Christ, that, like I say, the devil can see you a counterfeit. So you have to be able to discern. So, like I say, you judge a tree by its fruits. A bad tree can't bear good fruits, and vice versa. A good tree don't bear bad fruits. Keep your high beams on, trust in God, and trust that discernment He gave you as well. Love y'all.
If you're a man who is considering dating or being with a spiritual woman, especially a healer, you have to know this. You've attracted this into your experience because you're ready for an upgrade. This woman is being called into your energy field to help you do that. You're being called into her energy field to offer protection in the physical realm while she's doing work in the astral or the energetic realm. So you're being called to service just like she is. The work that she does with energy, the divine protection that she calls in, is going to benefit you so much in ways that you can't even imagine. But on the other side of this, there's a warning. And that is that you are going to be triggered into your darkness, because that's part of what light work is. And this woman is a light worker. When you are triggered, you're going to have free will to take two options: to go back into your darkness and recoil into your old ways, in which she is going to need protection from you. And she will receive that protection through divine intuition and through forces that are bigger than both of you. And I'm not saying that to scare you. The second option is to heal and ascend with her.
The way that you see spiritual women elevate their partners become more wealthy, more good looking, more youthful looking, have better business dealings, have better connections. I can go on, and this is seen in many spiritual women who are famous. With that being said, that's why spiritual women are supposed to be kept and provided for. Argue with your mama. I don't make the rules.
Can I be real with y'all for a second? There is nothing more attractive than a relaxed woman who validates her own love without looking for a man to do it. There is just something so special, so magical about the energy of a woman who has let go of the need to prove herself to others. She has this calmness in her walk, a smile, and even through a screen, you can still feel it. See, the issue is a lot of women are deeply wounded or deeply disconnected from their true self. And they will pour their all into a man, abandoning herself, being so accommodating of his needs while ignoring her own, in hopes to one day be finally chosen as his queen. But the divine feminine chooses herself. She makes herself her own queen and then aligns herself with the king. Okay? Some of y'all refuse. You refuse to cut the version of yourself that tolerated some bullshit. You struggle with dating because you convince yourself that that basic man that you got, the one that doesn't show up for you, the one that's inconsistent with you, the one that is emotionally unavailable, you convince yourself that that's your king. Wrong looks right, water is dry. Just because you refuse to surrender to your ego and cut that version of yourself off that keeps tolerating some trash. I care about you. But if a man can't add to your healing, if he can't be gentle and considerate with you, if he can't protect your softness, then, beloved, that is not your king. Love. Oh, God.
You see these women and these men that have spiritual gifts, if you know that you're not coming clean and you're not coming to do something good or positive, don't come. Don't come. If you know that you don't have good intentions, good motives, don't come. If you know that you're not doing right or you're not going to do right, don't come. Don't mess with people with spiritual gifts. I'm telling you, it's something about them jokers. They see everything. They know exactly what you're doing. They know what you're doing. They know who you're doing it with. They can feel it, see it, sniff it. They understand. I don't know where. Listen, man, here's the thing. If if you think that you're gonna still want to be with them and still want to talk to them and keep want to mess with them, please don't do it from your ego. Don't do it because of your ego, thinking that I can still get her, I can still get him, because in all reality, your ego will get you hurt. Your ego would mess with you, because I'm telling you right now, when you think that you want to do something crazy, them people already dreamt it 2 days ago. They already know what you're thinking. They already discern your energy from since the day they met you. And sometimes it can be frustrating. Messing with somebody who has one of them strong spiritual third eye gifts. Somebody who can see certain things. Somebody who have visions. Somebody who hear things. Somebody who dream things. Don't leave those folks alone if you know that you're not going to do right. If you know that you can't be right by them. If you know for a fact that you ain't coming there for the right reasons. Leave them alone. Please don't get your feelings hurt. It's something about them people I don't understand. And listen, the thing is, it's not that they want to figure you out. It's not that they want to see what you are doing. It's not that they want to see your intentions. But for some reason, something comes to them. Something tells them. Something just appear in their eyes. And they already know what you're doing. So I'm just saying, man, seriously. I think those are the hardest folks to be with. And I think those ones have the hardest time being with someone. So it goes both ways. They have the hardest time being with someone because they see everything. They don't want to see it. But it's like their business. It just happens. And I feel bad. You know what I mean? I feel bad. So they have a hard time being with people. They have a hard time finding somebody because their fault is they can see you before you do it. They can see what you are doing. And you see like how we natural, normal people, or like I said, normal. See, the thing was with normal people, we don't see much. We don't even feel much, because we carry so much energy and so much anger, so much resentment. So we don't even see much because what we see is inside of us. It's our own pain and suffering that we see. And when we don't see much, we don't know what's going on within them. So we are being with them and we are being happy and joyful and cool because we don't see what people are doing. The problem is when they see, these people see everything. So what happened? They have a hard time selecting people because they see everybody doing the same crap. They see everybody what they are doing.
See, a lot of y'all out here scared of the thugs and the criminals. What you need to be worried about is not pissing off a spiritual woman. A woman who's connected to that other realm. You don't know what that other realm is, brother. You don't know what that other realm. It could be some murky waters you're getting yourself into. So don't play around with her heart, okay? Don't do it, please. She could be smiling in your face the whole time. She just rearranged your whole bloodline. Yes, yeah. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Please leave it alone. See,
a lot of men like women, but they don't like feminine energy. Because feminine energy leans on masculine energy, and you need to be masculine to be able to deal with that shit. Because let's think about it. At the surface, a woman is very playful. She's very intuitive. She's very empathetic. There's so many things to love about a woman at the surface. But after all of those things, she then goes to being vulnerable. And then she surrenders. And then she leans on a man. She then depends on a man. She then becomes insecure about her man. She then becomes emotional about her man. And those are all qualities that a real masculine man should be able to deal with. Because when you masculine, You don't mind communicating because you're ambitious. And when you're ambitious, you're goal driven, you're action driven, you're doing driven. So if you have real ambition towards taking care of the woman that's around you, that ain't shit. That ain't nothing but another challenge. But masculinity is confused as being these big dog, macho man ass people. No, masculine energy is all predicated on feminine energy. And if you can't deal with feminine energy, then you're not really that masculine. Masculine ain't no macho man shit. It's being able to be the problem solver for all of the problems that the feminine have. And that's what the feminine energy is, being the problem solver for all of the problems that the masculine have. So it goes hand in hand. But I do feel like there's a lot of lust attached towards women rather than love attached to women, because if there was real love there, then you wouldn't have no issue dealing with a woman's qualities when she really taps into them. So if you don't like feminine energy, then you're just not masculine. And that's just the way that I see it.
When you break an unhealed person's heart, they run from person to person looking for external validation and comfort. When you break a spiritual person's heart, it's a big difference. We run to the Creator. We go back and go inward, looking to find alignment again. We look to heal ourselves. We don't project onto others. We left to protect our peace, not to lay next to someone else. Do you know what?
Most people think they want to be in a relationship with a chosen one, but not everybody is able to accept the fact that they aren't ready for that type of commitment, or they aren't ready for what comes along with it. Because if you're not trying to elevate and grow, it's just not going to work out. And that's what people fail to realize, because sometimes people put on masks and try to act like they want to do certain things or they want to grow. In reality, they have no means to do so, and they think that they can just bring you down with them. And the thing about us chosen ones is, even if we lose ourselves a little bit in a relationship, like, we eventually will leave. Like, we're not going to sit around and be treated like any type of way. You know, our hearts are very big, but we have no problem with leaving. So then you end up having the people who are obsessed with your energy and are like, oh my gosh, like, you literally were just trying to help me. I wish I could have that back. And then it's like, no, like, a lot of us grew up in survival mode. So once we take that chance on you and you mess it up, like, it's done. You're done. We don't even trust people like that, let alone open up.
Ladies, if your intuition is telling you that someone's in love with you, but they are not acting upon it, listen to your intuition. What I'm about to say might sound fucking crazy, but I don't even care. If someone blocked you, if someone is pushing you away, if someone is telling you not to speak to them again, but your intuition is like, but I don't understand. I literally feel like this person is in love with me. And you're like me, you're highly intuitive, you meditate, you take care of yourself. You know a feeling is a feeling, and if you're like me and you have claircognizant abilities, you just fucking know. You don't need an explanation, you just know. Follow that intuition. Now, do with that information whatever you will. If that means you want to text them or call them out or whatever. I have called someone out before for not actually stating they're in love with me when I know that they are, which can be a lot. Because again, if you are very self-aware and that person is not, or you're highly intuitive and that person is not, it could make you look a little bit crazy. Not that we truly give a fuck on this side of TikTok. But I don't care what's happening in the 3D. If you genuinely feel like someone is in love with you and your intuition is telling you that they are, but they're doing the complete opposite thing, I give two fucks. Follow your intuition, listen to that, and follow it through.